Hey, grandchildren of mine, this is your Pots, and I got another story for you. And I think you'll like this one. It's pretty cool. So, this one is called Eulogy for an Owl. Eulogy for an Owl. His name was Walter Elias, a city boy by birth, the son of a building contractor. Before Walter was 5, his parents moved from Chicago to a farm near Marceline, Missouri. And it was there on the farm that Walter would have his first encounter with death. Walter was only 7 that particular lazy summer afternoon, not so much different from the other afternoons. Dad was tending to farm chores and Mother was in the house. It was a perfect day for a young fellow to go exploring. Now, just beyond a grove of graceful willows was an apple orchard. There, Walter could make believe with his heart's content that he was lost, which he never was, or that he had captured a wild animal, which he never had. But today was different. Directly in front of him, about 30 feet away, perched in the low, drooping branch of an apple tree and apparently sound asleep, was an owl, a real owl. The boy froze. He remembered his father telling him that owls rested during the day so that they could hunt by night. What a wonderful pet that funny little bird would make. If only Walter could approach it without awakening it and snatch it from the tree. With each step, the lad winced to hear the dry leaves and twigs crackle beneath his feet. The owl did not stir. Closer and closer, and at the last, young Walter, turn the page, was standing under the limb just within reach of his quarry. Slowly, he reached up with one hand and grabbed the bird by its legs. He captured it, but the owl, waking suddenly, came alive. Like no other animal Walter had ever seen. In a flurry of beating wings, wild eyes, and frightening cries, it struggled against the boy's grasp. Walter, stunned, held on. Now it's difficult to imagine how what happened next happened. Perhaps the response was sparked by gouging talons or by fear itself. But at some point, the terrified boy, still clinging to the terrified bird, flung it to the ground and stomped it to death. When it was over, a disbelieving Walter gazed down at the broken heap of bronze feathers and blood, and he cried. Walter ran from the orchard, but later returned to bury the owl, the little pet he would never know. Each shovelful of dirt from the shallow grave was moistened with tears of deep regret. And for months thereafter, the owl visited Walter's dreams. Ashamed, he would tell no one of the incident until many years later. And by then, the world forgave him. For that sad and lonely summer's day in the early spring of Walter Elias brought with it an awakening of the meaning of life. Walter never, ever again killed a living creature. Although all the boyhood promises could not bring that little owl back to life, through its death, a whole world of animals came into being. For it was then that a grieving 7-year-old boy, attempting to atone for a thoughtless misdeed, first sought to possess the animals of the forest while allowing them to run free by drawing them. Now the boy too is gone, but his drawings live on in the incomparable, undying art of Walter Elias, Disney. Walt Disney. And now you know the rest of the story. Isn't that cool? Isn't that a cool story? Anyway, love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.